and thanks for watching my little YouTube video. My name is Steve Hart, and I've just published this book, Podcasting Made Easy. The good thing about this book is that if you want to start making a podcast, well, this is the no BS guide to how to do it. I've been making podcasts for quite a few years, and one morning I woke up and thought I must write it down, the idiot's guide, the no BS guide to how to make a podcast and get it on all the podcasting libraries such as iTunes, and building a website and marketing the podcast and blah blah blah. And I wrote the book over the course of 3 weeks, and having finished my manuscript, thought, well, what do I do now? Well, I could hawk it around all the known publishers, and we know how slow they can be. If you've ever sent a manuscript into a publisher, well, you know it takes 6-7 weeks to even get an acknowledgement that you've sent in your manuscript, that they've got it and have received it. And then it can take 6 months, 8 months, sometimes a year to get a decision on whether they will publish it or not. Now, bearing in mind my book is about making a podcast, it's quite a niche subject area. I frankly don't expect any major publisher to be interested in a book about how to make a podcast. So I figured, well, rather than wait in vain for a year or more while my book slowly goes out of date, I'll publish it myself. It's something I've done before. I've published 2 books previously. I still have the evidence. It's under my bed, piles and piles, or boxes and boxes of books. And it's fine to get a book published. It will cost you a few £1,000s or dollars, depending where you are in the world. And the printer will publish your book, deliver it to you, you pay them lots of money, and then what are you going to do? Well, you've got to market your book, haven't you? You've got to sell it. And then the orders, if you're lucky, the orders come in dribs and drabs, 1 here, 2 there, and then that means you then have to go out and buy a padded envelope and put the book in and go to the post office and mail it off to your purchaser. Really, do we really need to be bogged down with doing that now? And do we really need to buy and order hundreds, perhaps thousands of books in advance and pay a lot of money for the privilege? Well, no, you don't, because there's 2 companies who will help you do this, and they both do print on demand. That means that when someone orders your book, one of these 2 companies will print it. Will print one and they'll send it to your client. And obviously the print-on-demand companies will take their cut to cover their costs and make a bit of profit, and the balance, the difference between your retail price and their charge for printing your book, will be sent to you. And it's a really great way to do it, especially for people such as you and I who just have an idea to do a quick book and just want to get it out there. And deep down we know that the major publishers probably won't want to be interested in this subject matter because it's so niche. So the 2 companies I have used are Amazon's CreateSpace.com and IngramSpark.com. Now, the reason you need to use both is this. CreateSpace is linked to Amazon, so once you get your book on CreateSpace, it appears in the Amazon book library. So that gives you the online global market through Amazon, which is great. People all around the world can go to Amazon, search for the subject matter of your particular book, and hopefully your book pops up as one of the options, and your spiel is so compelling that they order your book immediately. And that is the ideal scenario. And so Amazon has got the world covered for online books and marketing. But what about the retail stores? All the bricks and mortar stores that still are seen up and down high streets around the world. They're not to be ignored, and thank goodness IngramSpark.com will help you there. For a small fee or not, they will also do print on demand and service the bricks and mortar book retailers around the world. The book retailers tend not to want to go to Amazon for trade prices because Amazon are a bit too expensive. So with Ingram Spark, for example, if you sell your book for, let's say, $20, well, you've got to give the retailers at least a 50% discount. So the retailers will buy your book for a tenner and sell it to their client for $20, and you might get $5 of that initial $10, depending on how big your book is and other variables that you will soon find out. Now, IngramSpark.com normally charge $40 or $50, don't quote me, to have your book listed on their site for retailers to order from. But when I was listing my book, I was just going through the process for the very first time and just about to click OK and had my credit card at the ready to pay the minimum fee required. And I just saw this little field that I hadn't filled out, and it said, do you have a promo code? I didn't, but within 10 seconds of searching on Google for Ingram Spark promo code, I had one, and luckily was able to list my book on Ingram Spark for free. So Amazon.com, create space, free, IngramSpark.com, also free. So two major companies who will print your book on demand for individual purchasers and the retail industry as well. So if you've got a book inside you, write it, check it, proof it, have a friend go over it, a trusted friend, not someone who's going to agree with everything you write, a trusted friend who will really tell you the truth on what they think about your book and pick you up on any errors and mistakes. If you're a bit, what's the word, unskilled in spelling and grammar, syntax, sentence construction, and copy flow, and the rest of it, you might need to pay someone to do that for you, to go over your book. I bought a book on Amazon that was self-published and good on them, but the book was littered with mistakes, and you just think, wow, if they can't spell this correctly, what else is wrong with the book? And you lose all confidence in it. So do spend time and effort getting your book straight, and no one is knocking on your door for your book, so you have time on your side to get your book as perfect as possible. And when you do, sure, send it off to the major publishing houses and you might strike lucky. But if you're a bit like me and just frankly haven't got the time to waste, publish it yourself through CreateSpace or Ingram Spark. I wonder whether if you do self-publish and the book is a roaring success, whether the major publishing houses will come knocking on your door anyway. So you might be able to do both. Who knows? But self-publish, have fun, and write your story down. And if you want to learn how to be a podcaster, well, my book, Podcasting Made Easy, How to Launch and Succeed with Your Very First Podcast, is available on Amazon.com. It's the no BS guide to making a podcast, and well worth your money. It's really cheap too. I'm not making barely any money in selling this. I'm just doing it for good fun because I just like having fun. And if you like jazz, go to coolnights.co.uk. I host a jazz show there, and you're welcome to have a listen. And if you have any questions about book publishing or podcasting, well, just go to my website, use the contact form at stevehart.co.nz. All right, have fun, stay tuned, and get writing. All right.